guys, it's Kara from iStampin.com. Thanks for joining me for another one of my Create a Card Mondays. We're going to be making this really elegant thank you card using the Floral Phrases stamp set. And you saw me use some of this last week on my Stampin' 101 video, and then if you received the exclusive newsletter, you'll see that I used this stamp set for that card. I just absolutely am in love with this collection, and you can find this collection in the annual Stampin' Up! Catalog, and you can find that on pages 76 and 77. I think I referred to it as the Floral Bouquet Suite. It's actually the Floral Boutique Suite. But I'm going to be using, like I said, Floral Phrases, this wonderful stamp set, and then I'm also going to be using the Floral Boutique Designer Series paper. And I've got all of the supplies all cut out, so I will give you all the information as to what you're going to need. But this is a really simple card, and I really think you'll enjoy making that. So let's get started. So what you're going to need is a Night of Navy ink and crumb cake ink. You're going to need some linen thread. Okay, and then you're going to need a piece of the Designer Series paper from the Floral Boutique. This measures 4 by 3.5. And then you're going to need a piece of Whisper White, and this measures 3 3/4 by 3 1/4, and that's just going to layer right on top of that. Okay, and then you're going to need one of our crumb cake note cards, and this comes in a set with matching envelopes. You get a set of 20. Now, for any reason, if you do not have a note card set, or if you've run out of the note cards and have envelopes, sometimes that happens to me, you can actually make your own note card. So this is what I had to do this morning. I had run out of crumb cake, but I still have plenty of crumb cake envelopes. So all you do is you just take a piece of crumb cake cardstock and cut it to 7 by 5, and then just score it at 3.5. So that's going to give you your note card size. So if that ever happens to you, just do that, and then you can always order more. All right, so I'm just going to pull in a piece of scratch paper, and we're going to be using the card landscape style. And the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to ink up this border stamp and just give it a subtle background on the card. So we're going to use crumb cake. And so we're just going to ink this up like I said. And if you are looking for a really elegant stamp set, you know, if you've got wedding invitations to make or anything like, you know, something where it's just a little bit more elegant, this is a wonderful stamp set. And so I'm just kind of stamping this on the middle of the card, just giving it a subtle background. And then what we can do now is come in and place our Designer Series paper right here in the middle, and the idea is for it to be flush with the top and the bottom, and just to have a little bit of border on the right and left side. So I can move that, and just get your snail. And this is the final week of June, guys. I don't know where these months are flying to. It's just blowing me away how fast the year is already going. But I just wanted to remind everybody that if you have considered joining my iStampers team, and to be able to get 2 free stamp sets with your starter kit, that promotion is ending on June 30th. So I just wanted to make a quick reminder of that. I've mentioned it just a couple of times, but I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that one more time before the promotion ends. So if you have any questions about the starter kit, you can always reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. Okay, I really don't need that. Okay, now for this, here on the sample card, you're going to see that I stamped this image twice, and I just mirrored it. So we're going to stamp it once, and then we're going to flip it down and then stamp it again. And the great thing about this card is if your images aren't really, if there's a gap, that's okay, because we're going to be covering it up with that banner. So we're going to ink this up in Night of Navy. And just to let you know, because I had a couple of customers ask about this, the image is a little distressed. So when you stamp it, it's gonna look like you didn't stamp it well. There may be some light spots. That's the design of the stamp. So don't think that you did it wrong or that you've got a faulty stamp. That's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, and then we're just inking that up again in Night of Navy, and then just flipping it over and stamping it. Okay, so there we go. So you can see, actually, you know what? I'm going to flip that over and try that again. My paper kind of moved on me, and so the images aren't exactly lined up. So let's try that again. And as I always say, that's the great thing about our cardstock, is that it's thick enough that if you make a mistake, you can just flip it over and try it again. There we go. I think that's better. Yeah, that looks like a lot better. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I have just a scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm just going to stamp the sentiment right here in the middle, and then I'm going to cut it down. I really don't have exact measurements other than this is about 1/4 of an inch. I just kind of eyeballed it. So I'm not really precise when it comes to that. I just kind of, like I said, I just kind of eyeball it. And I'm inking this up again in Crumb Cake, and I'm just going to stamp this in the middles to make sure that I have enough cardstock where I can trim it. And let's go ahead and we can attach this piece to the card. And this is a flat card, so there's no dimension. There's no Stampin' dimensionals on this. So we're just going to come in here, and this just has equal border on all 4 sides. Okay. And then I'm going to cut this off camera, and then I'll try to give you some exact measurements afterwards. Okay, so I've cut this down to like 5 1/8, and then yeah, 1/4 of an inch, a little over 1/4 of an inch. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to notch both ends to give that a banner edge, because ideally I want my notches to hang off the edge. So I just used my scissors and notched that. So yeah, so that's going to be, so you want to leave it long enough where the banner is going to be over hanging the designer series paper. And then I'm just going to put snail just in the middle of the banner. And just making sure that it's even on both sides. And then the very last thing that you're going to do is to get your linen thread. And if you watch my videos enough, you know that I just like to cut off a segment. Now if you need, and I call the bends where the bend is a segment, so you may need to get 2, but I'm just going to tie a quick bow, and then I'll just attach this with a glue dot. I'm going to try that again. I just got nails put back on, and I need more twine. So I cut 2 segments for this one. So if I have a little bit more waste, that's okay. It's better than being frustrated. Okay. Yeah, so if you have a problem making a bow with just 1, just get 2. All right, and then we're going to get a glue dot. And we're just going to, I like to kind of roll it up. And we're just going to put it right here under the 3 dots. And just kind of mush the bow in there. All right, and then you can just trim the tails to the desired length. This one's a little bit long. All right, and there you have it, just a very pretty elegant thank you card that I think anybody would love to have, and just classic colors, navy blue and crumb cake, a khaki color. Just can't get any more classic than that. All right, guys, I hope you liked today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Head on over to my blog if you would like to subscribe to my exclusive newsletter. You can also find a link on how to shop 24/7. And of course, in all of my YouTube videos and in my blog posts, I always link all the supplies that I've used today. So all you have to do is just click on that link, and that takes you straight over to my Stampin' Up! Store. So if you have any questions, like I said, always comment below. I'm really good about answering your questions. I love it when y'all give me compliments. It makes me feel makes me feel like I'm actually designing cards that you like. So subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't, and I think that's it, guys. All right, have a fabulous Monday, sorry, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.